I've been asked by the President-elect to deliver a statement on his behalf. Notice that I make a difference between President-elect and President-declared, because we do know that President Chamisa won this election. The President is working with and has appointed a very strong legal team. Most of you will know that, to make sure that the declared result, not the result of the election, the declared numbers which are intended to manipulate the will of the people are dealt with. President Chamisa won this election, and is at the moment busy working with different structures in the party and outside the party to make sure that we are able to protect the vote, that the people of Zimbabwe can get the president they elected. We are not seeking, as many would say, to the president is not seeking to overturn the election. The fact of the matter is that we have a simple task of overturning the declaration by Chigumba. The people were decisive in this election. In addition to that, the president is very concerned about the continued state-led political violence in the country. President Chamisa is particularly concerned about the disruption of all MDC Alliance events, including press conferences. He is concerned about the arbitrary arrests and intimidation of party members, the leadership, and takes that as gravely concerning. He thinks that these are becoming far too systematic violations of human rights. The president is concerned that the ongoing victimization of Zimbabweans by people purporting to be part of the military is getting to levels of impunity. The midnight raids in various residential areas must stop forthwith. There is no place for this kind of behavior in our time and in our country. The continued threats of death and violence of anyone who exercises their freedoms of speech and association is concerning. The dangerous narrative that the state could kill people for simply demonstrating must be dropped immediately. No one has a right to kill anyone or deny any person rights that are confirmed by Constitution and are inalienable. Reports of attacks on elderly members of society that are parents of party leaders or activists should concern everyone, and the president is seriously concerned about this. Following the callous and uncalled for cold blood murder of Zimbabweans by people purporting to be the military last week, it is now clear that there are high and dangerous levels of a sense of impunity by sections of the military and or security forces, and that the president is concerned about this sense of impunity and being untouchable. The fundamental freedoms, human rights of the people of Zimbabwe to participate in the affairs of this country without the interference of armed people are enshrined in our constitution and in international conventions and instruments that Zimbabwe has ratified and is part of. These cannot therefore be suspended after this election on the simple guise that the declared result should not be challenged at all. It seems as though the purpose of the current crackdown in the country is simply to make sure that the result as announced by ZEC cannot be challenged or should not be challenged. People are being denied the right to even dream about challenging the result, and I think that, and the president thinks that that should not be allowed to set in. So the president-elect, President Chamisa, is encouraging everyone to make sure that our rights are, regardless of the circumstances, are respected, and that no one is killed for them, and that there should be no more threats of murder, as we've seen in the last few days in different spheres of the media, including social media, where there seems to be a narrative that says, well, if you demonstrate you are or if you question the results, you are calling for the murder of members of the MDC or anybody who supports the opposition. That position is untrue, is incorrect, both legally, socially, morally, and politically. People should have their rights regardless of whether or not we've just finished an election.